ATHLEAN-X.com. Today, it's all about power and how powerful are you. I can tell you this right now, if you are not carving out a section of your training to become more powerful, then you will not be powerful because you have to train for power. Power is not just being strong, it's being able to exert that strength quickly. And we can do that and we can train for that, but you have to be sure that you are. Today I want to show you a few ways to do that, and I'm talking about jumping higher, running faster, punching harder, pushing faster or harder. It's all about power, and if you don't do it, guys, you won't get it. So how do we know how to train for power? I know that all of you do know about power, because if I were to ask you to try to throw, let's say, a baseball as far as you possibly can, or better yet, ask a young kid to throw a baseball as far as they can, what do they instinctively do? They instinctively bring their arm up here. They don't try to throw from here and do this. No one does that. They all bring their arm up to throw. And it may not look all that pretty because they may not have the coordination yet, but they got the instinctive part right. And that is, in order to get the ball to go as far as you want it to go, you have to know how to pre-stretch the muscles that are going to be involved in actually throwing it. So by doing this, I've stretched my triceps out, which is going to extend as part of the throw. I've also brought the arm up. I didn't just do it down here and throw it. I brought it up so I get the long head of the triceps on a stretch as well. I've got the forearm flexors stretched by bending the wrist back. You don't have to tell them that. They don't do that. They do this. And you also have the rotator cuff on stretch. You have the torso on stretch by turning back and rotating. The same thing can happen with a jump. You don't try to jump from flat feet. What you do is you try to bend at the knees, lean over at the waist, stretch the low back, stretch the glutes. That's how you instinctively know power. But you got to train for it in order to bring it out fully. So what can we do? Well, if you want to run faster, I got an exercise here for you. It's called the sprinter's hang clean. So what you do is you get into a split stance position, one leg in front of the other, as if you're almost ready to come out of the starter's block. You're going to sprint. That first step is so important. The acceleration out of the blocks is critical. You can train yourself to become a lot faster and more powerful in that position by doing this exercise. You're going to bring the hands up as fast as you can in a clean, switch your feet, get your feet where you get to a squared off stance, then drop the other foot right back and sprint. So you're trying to train yourself to be very explosive on your first move. This you don't need heavy weights for. As a matter of fact, you don't train these movements to failure. You're training for power and precision. It's not about going to failure, because what happens then is you break down your form. So you want to know not just what exercises to do, but how to train them. Now we can get you to jump higher. The same thing here applies. We're going to actually use this sort of not just a total, completely vertical jump displacement, but a broad jump, a horizontal jump displacement. We're still going to get components of vertical and horizontal by doing this. So you still get back in this hang clean position. And now as you clean, you jump forward. You want to be able to time that landing with the timing of the end of the clean, where they get up into the rack position with the dumbbells. And you keep trying to get faster at the clean and more precise and farther with your jump. Be powerful. But again, don't train these to failure, to where your form breaks down. Do them so that you get good, high-quality reps. That's going to make you more powerful. Finally, I talked about pushing faster or pushing with more power. Whether you be an MMA grappler or a fighter, or you need pushing power or punching power, what you want to do is ditch one of the dumbbells during a dumbbell bench press and accelerate the one that you do have. Now what you'll do is you'll use your dummy hand or the empty hand to actually drive the acceleration. Trying to do this with one arm tucked at your side, it isn't normal. Think about back at the example I said when someone wanted to throw harder, they do this because they're doing what's instinctive. If I want to punch that way, this one goes back because I rotate the other way. So what we want to do is mimic that, allow your body to work the way it should. So as this arm's up, it's pulling down as this one comes up. And I pull up and I pull up and I keep doing that opposite motion, trying to drive with as much power as I can in the weighted arm. These will help you to become more powerful, and your physique will represent that. Because if you don't train for power, your physique will lack that quality of power. It's going to lack that look of a Olympic sprinter, that powerful, dense-looking muscle. You're going to need to train this way if you want to get this way. Guys, I train you like this with ATHLEAN-X. It's about being an athlete. It's about overlooking no element of training. It's about giving you the exercises and the way to do them at the right time so that you're not overlooking anything that I deem is important to get you to the end goal. If you're looking for that program, guys, you can find it over at ATHLEAN-X.com. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. If you want me to cover more power and more power exercises, let me know and I'll cover them here on this channel. All right, guys, I'll be back here again real soon. See ya.